All right, today we continue the big race, but today we're done with the preliminaries. We are in the big final event today. Now, we're going to be graphing again, so make sure you have graph paper out. Make sure you clearly put some nice straight lines on there. You want everything to be extremely neat on this one. You've got 6 racers in this one. So, a really cool thing, if you have it, is colored pencils to represent each racer. That's really cool. If you don't have it, that's fine, then pencil will work, but you're going to have to clearly label the lines at that point and make sure it's large enough that we can see it. So one piece of graph paper should be one huge quadrant 1 graph for you that you're going to use for this. So what I'm going to give you is I'm going to give you some cue cards. Remember yesterday we gave you all the information you really needed. We told you the head start. We told you how fast they were going. It was pretty easy to graph all that and come up with your conclusions. Today they don't give you as much information. Today you got to be thinking about certain things. So let's go through what they are going to give you for information. Rider A. So here's what you got to think about. For Rider A rode her tricycle 3 meters every 2 seconds and pass Rider B 10 seconds after the race begins. So 10 seconds after the race began, Rider A passed Rider B. By the way, the race is 25 meters long, so you can put that on there. Well, let's see, we can't graph this one yet because we don't know what Rider B is. So let's go find out what Rider B is. Rider B, you get the same head start as Elizabeth. Elizabeth is way down here. We have to read that one. And ride 1 meter every 2 seconds. Now, they give you the rate of speed here. For Rider A, they gave you the rate of speed. We know the race is 25 meters long. Only that we know that Rider B has the same head start as Elizabeth. Let's go look at Elizabeth. Elizabeth is 11 meters into the race after 4 seconds. So after 4 seconds, she's 11 meters into the race, but is only 13 meters in after 12 seconds. So 12 seconds, 13 meters. Hey, you could connect those points, continue the line, and find out where that person started the race. By the way, if you knew where Elizabeth started the race, then you could put on where B would be, because you could graph B where Elizabeth started based on completing her graph. Then you could graph B. Once you have B done, then you know that Rider A, who rode 3 meters every 2 seconds and passed that rider after 10 seconds, find out where B was after 10 seconds, and you could plot that, put down this person's slope, and complete line A. You should be able to complete at this point Elizabeth, Rider A, and Rider B. Pause the video or go back if you need more help. Otherwise, pause the video and complete those 3 right now. All right, welcome back. Now, Rider C. Let's start with Rider C. Rider C is half as fast as Leslie. Leslie's over here, but got a 4 meter head start. So you know where Rider C starts with that 4 meter head start. But we don't know the rate of speed for Leslie because we don't know how fast Leslie goes. So let's find out about Leslie. Leslie rides 2 meters per second. So we know Leslie's rate, 2 meters per second. And if this letter C is half as fast as that, you figure out what that line should look like. So you should be able to graph line C now. You need to do it, pause the video for a second. And we're back. All right. Let's finish up Leslie as long as we started Leslie here. Leslie rides 2 meters per second and starts 2 seconds after the race. So this is different. Leslie started at the start line, but didn't start until 2 seconds had elapsed. So you got to be able to graph Leslie starting 2 seconds later. I'm going to make an assumption that some people are going to make mistakes on Leslie. So we'll find out. Maybe they won't. All right, finally, Rider D. Rider D got a 1 meter head start and caught up to Elizabeth right over here in 4 seconds. So a 1 meter head start, and you should be able to figure out, because you know where Elizabeth would have been after 4 seconds. Ride that over on your x-axis 4 and find out where they met, and from there you should be able to figure out what D's slope is. Now that you have them all on there, you have everybody graphed on here, you can answer some questions. So back to 71 we go. By the way, if you're not done graphing, you should pause the video and finish graphing. All right, back to here. You drew the graph already showing the progress over time. You should have written an equation for each participant. If you did not do that now. And then figure out who won the race. Who was our winner? All right, and then I don't know if we're doing 72. Let me find out what that says. Yeah, who won the big race? We already did that. How fast was Rider D traveling? That should be in your equation, though which you already put that down, so you really don't need to do that. How fast was Elizabeth traveling? If you have her equation down, you've already done that. At one point in the race, this one you do need to do. At one point in the race, 4 different participants were the same distance from the starting line. At one point in the race, 4 different participants were at the same distance. That means if x equaled 4, they were all 13 meters away from the starting line. Find out which 4 that happened to be. Who were they and when did this happen? So yes, write down who the 4 participants were and how far from the start line were they and how many seconds were they. So figure that out. That's your work for tonight, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.